Cannabis oil saved my baby's life. This is the face of one of the youngest felons in the state of Oklahoma and the entire nation. She's only 3, and her name is Jaqie Angel Warrior. My name is Brittany Hardy Warrior, and I'm her mother and also a criminal. Our crime, Jaqie's desire to live, and mine, my dedication to keep her alive. At 5 months old, Jaqie was diagnosed with a rare and deadly form of epilepsy. Worst of all, we get the news that's every parent's worst nightmare. There is no cure. As we tried to wrap our head around this devastating news, it was hard watching our previously normal little girl transform into a tiny shell of a being. Every day, the seizures got worse, the medications causing more and more harm than good, and we were watching our baby die slowly, as we died slowly with her. And after 15 anti-epileptic drugs, 3 narcotics, ACTH injections, and the ketogenic diet, which almost killed her, we were completely out of options. There was one last treatment left, the corpus callosum surgery, aka split brain procedure. The corpus callosum is a band of nerve fibers located in the brain that connects the 2 halves, left and right hemispheres of the brain. It helps the hemispheres share information, but also contributes to the spread of seizures from one side of the brain to the other. Seizures generally do not stop after surgery, yet continue on the side in which they originated. Jaqie's seizures are totally generalized, which means both sides of her brain could still seize, just not at the same time. Aside from it not being a guarantee, there was a risk of stroke and even death. Here, you sit down. Let me finish telling your story. Ooh, big girl, love you. There was a risk of stroke and even death. This was not an option her dad, Kirk, and I were ever okay with, so we looked into the very last option available in the U.S. It just wasn't legal in the state of Oklahoma. You want this one? Or do you want this one? Which one you want? It just was not legal in the state of Oklahoma. The treatment was cannabis therapy. Yes, I said medical marijuana. Before cannabis, Jaqie was pushing 200 plus seizures daily. She had 26 hospital stays in 15 short months for uncontrolled seizures. Jaqie's development regressed to a 0 to 3 month infant. She lost all head and body control and was diagnosed legally blind in November 2013 due to cortical visual impairment, meaning the seizures didn't allow her brain to process what her eyes were seeing. Her brain waves were at an extremely low 2 hertz for over a year, and there were no signs she would ever get better. Her seizures got so bad, sometimes I wondered if she'd be happier in heaven with God than on this earth, constantly seizing in a state that was ready to let her die anyways. They say as time goes by, parents become desensitized to their child's disabilities, and the pain of watching them suffer fades and is replaced with the feeling that this is the new normal. Well, let me tell you something. That never happened for us. The pain never eased, the tears never stopped, and the agony and fear from our baby's life stayed forever constant in our hearts, souls, and mind. It consumed every second of my life. It actually got so bad I knew if I didn't find a way to help Jaqie, this would kill me too. I couldn't bear to see her suffer any longer. And I would have rather been dead than to see her in pain, seizing constantly with no end in sight. Who could watch their child just constant agony, constant pain, knowing that they're miserable? I couldn't do it. So like I said, not only were her seizures killing her, they were killing me too. Luckily, God heard our prayers, and I found out there was one more medication we never heard of or tried. It was marijuana. It was showing promising results in controlling severe intractable epilepsy, which is epilepsy not controlled by medications. The more research we did on this cannabis left me more and more hopeful. With every success story I read, my desire to live came back and my flame was lit again. And I was ready to fight one more time. God knew if this didn't help Jaqie, I wasn't sure if I'd be able to continue on this earth. So for our family, this was absolutely do or die. So the decision was made and cannabis would be tried. And although I had been let down almost 20 times in the past year with all the failed treatments and medicines, I knew this time felt different. The biggest problem now was getting out of Oklahoma into Colorado. Shortly before our planned trip, Jaqie was hospitalized for 4 days due to uncontrollable seizures. They were trying to keep her comfortable because they already told me there was nothing else they could do to stop her seizures. She was unresponsive to all the emergency meds, just like she had been to every treatment the doctors ever tried. My heart was shattered knowing we were so close to getting her to Colorado and giving her cannabis. Yet she was stuck. Stuck inside herself, stuck inside her seizures, and stuck inside a hospital bed less than 9 hours away where kids just like her were getting the same treatment for the same very thing and being healed and showing progress and living. It was just illegal in our state. And you know what? That's when my anger kicked in, I think. That's when I realized how unfair Oklahoma's medical marijuana laws truly were, and that prohibition was truly murder. I contacted our governor, Mary Fallon, by letter, email, and even phone. I pleaded with her to understand my baby was lying in a hospital bed, dying, and she might not make it. I told her cannabis oil was our last and only hope. I explained we had her Tulsa pediatric neurologist support and begged her to allow us to try cannabis for Jaqie as we were unsure of which seizure, which second, which moment in life would be her last moment in life. She not only denied my request, she stopped all communication with me, lied to our family, and said she'd meet with us, and has refused to do so to this day, or to even just look at all the scientific proof, Jaqie's medical records, or Jaqie's doctor's recommendations that I've turned into her office. She still does not care. Oklahoma doesn't care. Anyways. You trying to sit up some? Anyways. Jaqie was finally released from the hospital in the second week of April 2014. And on April 14th, we got her to Colorado and got all the requirements for a red card completed and gave her her first dose of cannabis oil April 14th, 2014. Here's her red card paperwork from the doctors in Colorado. You know, retired. So she had her first dose of cannabis oil on April 14, 2014. Yeah, let me to lay you over here. Let me move her so she can be a little more comfy while I finish her story. Whoa. There you go. Yeah. Here's Mama's girl. And here's your toys. Okay, so anyhow, after her first dose of cannabis, she was able to wean off 4 meds she was on when she first started cannabis. She was also able to become pharma-free May 21st, 2015. Woo woo! And that's when the seizure freedom really started. As of today, she's 98% seizure-free. No tonics, grandmas, atonics, nothing but a few myoclonic jerks here and there. She does go days, weeks without seizures now. What else? Oh, no more nystagmus. Her vision has improved tremendously. She plays with toys now, gives hugs and kisses. She can cry now and communicate. Also, she can eat food. She loves pizza, cheeseburgers, chicken Alfredo, mac and cheese, all kind of stuff. Rolls, holds toys, plays. She sits unassisted. She understands commands. And scientifically, I have the paperwork right here, this binder, saying that her brainwaves have actually improved to a 6. The 7 hurts, which is normal. Whoop, whoop. I've shared all improvements and records with Mary Fallon. And we were actually presented an award since Jaqie's name was not added to the cannabis law like as promised that recently passed, which was CBD only. But CBD only doesn't work for Jaqie anyways, or help a lot of other people, so whatever. As you all know, she has to have 15 milligrams of THC 3 times a day, which equals 45 milligrams THC, and then she's on 5 milligrams per body pound per day of CBD. This was the citation of merit she received just from the state of Oklahoma for Brittany Hardy on behalf of Jaqie Angel. Basically, it says, for many years before Katie and Cayman's law was passed, that I worked tirelessly and with extreme compassion, dedication, and diligence to bring awareness to the benefit of CBD oil and its astonishing benefits for the children who suffer from extreme seizures. And whereas Brittany Hardy, in addition to her many tears and countless prayers, is to be commended for the selflessness she demonstrated in helping passing the legislation of CBD oil in Oklahoma by being forced to live separately from her family and other children while she and her younger daughter lived in Colorado to allow Jaqie Angel Warrior to legally receive the benefits oil of CBD oil and other forms of cannabis. And whereas Brittany Hardy, an influential advocate who fought on behalf of so many other Oklahoma families on the advantages of CBD oil while keeping those families informed of the progress, and whereas Brittany Hardy has never given up the fight for Oklahoma children even when the battle was hard, and HB 2154 was not everything she wanted, she stood her ground and helped as many as she could. And whereas the continuous efforts of Brittany Hardy are sincerely appreciated and do not go unnoticed to the many families and children who will find much ease and comfort in the passing of this bill during the 55th legislative season. So, now therefore, pursuant to the motion of Representative John Eccles and the Oklahoma House Representative, extends to Brittany Hardy sincere appreciation and directs that this citation be presented. There's a seal of approval. This is what we got. Anyways, whatever. Thank you, Mr. John Eccles. Anyways, like I said, CBD only is not enough. It never has been, and that's what I've always fought for. This is our young criminal we're talking about. A baby who takes a while to survive. She was dying. Seriously, my baby was dying. Nobody cared. We were shunned out of Oklahoma, and it's horrible. Like honestly, like the proof. What more proof? Like, I'm just so taken back by the lawmakers and everything, you know, and I'm looking for something to show you guys now. Just some recent paperwork. I mean, where did your paperwork go, babe? Bless you. Here we go. So I went to the neurologist yesterday and got a letter from her Tulsa neurologist. Okay? Hold on, baby. And it says, to whom it may concern, Jaqie Angel Warrior was seen in my clinic on 3/18/2016. She is a patient I've been following for seizures since infancy. She has taken almost every seizure medication available in the past in order to try to get her severe seizures under control. The only medication she has responded to is cannabis oil. Seizures are under much better control now. She is making unforeseen gains in her development. I recommend that she continue the same treatment course. If you have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to call. Sincerely, Amy Stauffer. Her phone number is 918-488-0990 for anyone who just, you know, don't believe in cannabis or feels the need to call and whatever. But, honestly, here's our dilemma. Like, we've done everything we were supposed to do. We have proof Jaqie's doing better. Cannabis says healed her brain. It's